Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya. Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हे Canto 4 Canto 4, chapter 7, verse 10. Tada vrishabhaj dvesha kalilatma prajapatihi shivavalokad ad abhava taradhrada ivamalaha. At the time when Daksha saw Lord Shiva who rides upon a bull, his heart, which was polluted by envy of Lord Shiva, was immediately cleansed, just as the water in a lake is cleansed by autumn rains. Here is an example of why Lord Shiva is called auspicious. If anyone sees Lord Shiva with devotion and reverence, his heart is immediately cleansed. So this is the key. So actually we go to the temple every now and then, and Supreme Lord himself is present there. And Supreme Lord is all auspicious. If we see the Lord with devotion and reverence, our heart will become clean. Or similarly, if we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with devotion and reverence, our heart is cleansed immediately. It's not very difficult actually to become clean, because the process is so powerful. But our problem is that we are not doing it with involvement, with absorption. We are doing it more as a routine. I go to the temple, I see deities every day, okay. I chant Hare Krishna every day, okay. But what we should be doing is, we should be doing mechanical life. We should do material life mechanically. And we should do devotional life with absorption. Just like this is the first day. But we tend to do the opposite. We do material life with absorption, devotional life mechanically. Such a powerful statement. See, this is why Prabhupada's purports are so powerful. Actually, this one statement, if we can actually implement this, we can see huge changes in ourselves. I think yesterday Shashank Prabhu shared that one video about Prabhupada about chanting. So that one is so powerful. One word of Prabhupada. Prabhupada just saying, when you chant, Krishna is dancing on your tongue. Okay, so maybe I won't just 2 minutes open it up for discussion. What is the relevance of this statement, or how should it impact our chanting? What should we start doing differently from next time we chant? That Krishna is dancing on our tongue when we chant Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada says this, Krishna is dancing on the tongue. So what is the impact of this statement? Yeah, request devotees to please share your thoughts. What does this mean? What does this mean to our
Hare Krishna.
chanting? Yeah,
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
So actually, personally, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. So personally, like when I saw this video, like honestly speaking, my chanting improved, Prabhu.
Hmm.
So it is like I felt like when Prabhupada mean Krishna is in our tongue, I understood Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Krishna himself. Like
Hmm.
it is like I directly Krishna is there. When I say Hare
Hmm.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna is with me.
Hmm.
Then I was like, usually we were like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, like that we used to do, but it was mechanical. But after this, I saw this video, it improved and my conscious towards the mantra and hearing, it increased more and more.
Hmm.
So my full concentration was on the words which I pronounce as Krishna is lying in my tongue. Because
Hmm.
Krishna is there with me, I was able to like feel or I mean connected,
Yeah.
like
Okay. Very
his
nice.
presence.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, like the tongue gives you the taste of everything, your food, your water, whatever you eat. So when he says like Krishna is dancing on the tongue, I mean, so the taste of chanting should be in the mouth, on the tongue. So you can feel, you can really experience the ecstasy of chanting. The word should be clear, like how we chew well, the food tastes better. So how the more you know think of it that it's on your tongue, the taste is on your tongue. It's like it's not just mechanical or it's not just habitual. You're listening to it and you're, I mean, like how you're chewing into it. So that's the meaning. Like it's the lot should be dancing. The taste should be on the tongue.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Okay, just think about this question. When will the Lord actually dance on our tongue?
Prabhu, when your chanting is offensive and you're really merged into it.
Yeah, this is the key.
Otherwise, no.
This is the key. See, the point about Krishna dancing is not if we are uninterested to do that seva. Krishna is not going to dance on our tongue. And the whole point about Krishna dancing on the tongue is about personal presence of Krishna. Right? So, yeah, Krishna's name is not different from Krishna. So, but the name Nama Prabhu, which they call Nama Prabhu, um, because he has a Nama has a personality, right? And it's the same thing. It's the love and affection with which we chant, which will make Nama Prabhu dance, which will make Krishna dance. So one thought came to my mind. It's a speculation. I'm just clearly, red, big red underline. I'm saying it's a speculation. I have not heard this or read this anywhere. But the feeling I got when I heard this, I'm just saying feeling because it's not necessarily based on Shastra. I felt that this is Rasa dance, meaning this is Krishna's dance. Hmm. So if this is Krishna's dance, because in Krishna's dance, Krishna's friends, gopis, everybody, they are singing so melodiously, and Bhagavatam also describes this. So our chanting should be so much with devotion that Krishna is wanting to dance. Krishna appreciates actually when gopis are singing, or when amongst cowherd boys, gopas, sometimes Krishna sings, sometimes others sing, and sometimes Krishna plays flute, etc. And Krishna appreciates the singing. So I was just thought that came to my mind was that actually if I can chant with that devotion, that is there, that devotion actually, the word devotion sometimes becomes a, we don't internalize this word devotion, so I prefer to use love. because though we don't want to take casual approach to love, but devotion is love. So I'm saying, or like Prabhupada says, loving service, right? Loving service, maybe both combined is better. Yeah. So that loving service, if you can do that service in a loving way, right? Just like the Gopas and Gopis do with complete love for Krishna, the Krishna should be pleased. Okay, if I am singing and Krishna is dancing, let my singing be so nice that Krishna will want to continue to dance. Mm. Mm, So this is the thought that came to my mind, saying that this is Krishna's most intimate dance uh, with his devotees. Krishna dances with his devotees, and that is the most intimate dance. What else is Rasa Leela? He's dancing with his most intimate devotees, right? And if you can become the instrument by singing, by chanting, in a way that Krishna becomes pleased with us, then Krishna will absolutely be on our tongue. And when Krishna is on our tongue, mm, years of anarthas, like really hard to remove anarthas will vanish, will vanish, right? And yeah, I mean, like Shashank Prabhu said, I've had a profound impact on my chanting. I mean, I can't like it's. I should thank Haranath Prabhu who actually shared this video. While I had heard this before, I had heard that Krishna dances, but just that sometimes certain statements of Prabhupada have to come into our focus at certain stages of our bhakti, and it looked like it was so rightly positioned or timed that it has had like I said, it's not just it has had a profound impact on my chanting, and I'm able to see actually the change in consciousness. Actually, this is one of the first times when mm, Mm, actually, I've been doing this prayer like last few days, feeling very miserable that I've not been able to make much progress. I just feel that I've been static for a long time. So I was praying to Krishna that I'm done. I mean, whatever effort I need to put, I put. What Krishna, what should I do? And this was the answer, right? So, which is why this whole connection with Krishna is so intimate. It is so personal that if we are actually, heartfelt, heartfelt, we are praying, we are begging for mercy. First of all, Krishna will reciprocate. This is one thing. Second thing is really the power of chanting is beyond our understanding. Right, and anybody and everybody here or anywhere else who says I'm stuck with anarthas should simply focus on this chanting. Again, even this I had heard saying that one who is, mind is not controlled, one has to chant continuously. But the quality of the chanting was really, I mean, it hit the nail on on the head. That short, which is the reason why I keep pushing, read Prabhupada's books. Each and every statement can change our life. So, really, those who haven't paid attention to that video, please hear it again. Please hear it again and again and again, till it becomes part of us. And I see all childish material mentality amongst, devotees, devotee relations, etc., etc. Everything can get knocked off. Just if somebody wants to chant, willingly chants like this with the mood that if I chant lovingly, if I take the name of Radha and Krishna lovingly, Krishna and Radha are going to dance on my tongue. So please try, just focus on this. It's like really powerful. So yeah, it's the name, it's the form, it's even the devotees. It's not just this. Devotees also. I've seen so many times, a few times some visiting preachers have come to our Holy Mouse Center, and so many devotees have expressed their um, feeling that, oh, there was so much of devotion in this devotee, and I felt so energized by his devotion, right? So even seeing Lord's devotees with devotion and reverence. It's not that others don't have bhakti, but when we look at somebody and we have a feeling that, yeah, this person, when we're looking at them, when we're hearing from them with devotion and reverence, automatically heart becomes cleansed. And when heart becomes cleansed, the devotee is always anyway very dear to all living entities. Bhagavad Gita says so. When we look at a devotee with this mood, then automatically our heart is cleansed. Such a powerful process, we don't have to do anything. Just look at Krishna, look at Nama, look at devotees with devotion and reverence, and heart is becomes cleansed. King Daksha was polluted by envy of Lord Shiva, and yet by seeing him with a little love and devotion, see, again, this is the whole point. His heart immediately became cleansed. And again, this is a matter of practical application. Now, all of us have to try this. With the Nama, with the form of the Lord, with the devotees, with little love and devotion. And this is not on the material platform. This is spiritual platform. Looking at their devotion, not looking at how they dress or how they look or how they sing or, how many fans they have on internet. None of these. Spiritually, with spiritually inspired, motivated heart, immediately heart will become cleansed. In the rainy season, the reservoirs of water become dirty and muddy. But as soon as the autumn rain comes, all the water immediately becomes clear and transparent. Similarly, although Daksha's heart was impure because of his having slandered Lord Shiva, for which he was severely punished with death, he was punished with death. Hmm. Such a big offense. Such a big offense. Daksha now came to consciousness, and just by seeing Lord Shiva with veneration and respect, he immediately became purified. What a powerful verse. Right? So, this is the power of Srila Prabhupada's purports. While this verse says was immediately cleansed, but without the emphasis that Prabhupada gives in his purports, we can't get into the depth of these verses, or we can't really make sense or get impacted by these verses, right? So it's why Prabhupada's purports are invaluable. See, look at like statements like this, right? Heart was impure because he severely punished, even up to that extent. If our heart is impure, if we can just do bhakti with that absorption, with that love and devotion, then our heart will become cleansed. And the beauty about this process is that the heart will become cleansed in a way that it will not become impure again. That's the power of bhakti. Mm. That is why Parikshit Maharaj in the sixth canto, when Sukadeva Goswami is just testing his disciples, he says, what about prayaschitta, atonement, for cleansing the heart? He just rejects it. Parikshit Maharaj rejects it, saying that it's like the elephant taking bath and again putting sand on itself. No use. And in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami technically explains how this bhakti, the four aspects of papa, puta, bija, prarabdha, prarabdha. Even the bija is removed, the seed of sin is removed, and it will burn such that it will not appear again. So powerful bhakti is. I just don't feel like going to the next verse. Purport is simply brilliant. भवस्तवाय कृतधीर्नाशक्नोदनुरागतः औत्कण्ठ्याद् बाष्पकलया samparetam sutam smaran. King Daksha wanted to offer prayers to Lord Shiva, but as he remembered the ill-fated death of his daughter Sati, his eyes filled with tears, and in bereavement his voice choked up and he could not say anything. See, this is also a very nice thing to realize, saying that, the same person who was so, hard-hearted, who didn't even like wink when his daughter left her body. Yeah. Now, just after being cleansed completely by seeing Lord Shiva with devotion and reverence, see how much change has happened. How much change? Simply by looking at Lord Shiva with devotion and reverence. That hard-hearted Daksha, heart melted, and he's now feeling miserable about what he did. How he became responsible for his daughters, or how he didn't do anything to prevent his daughters. Yeah, actually both. He was responsible and he also didn't do anything to prevent her. His eyes filled with tears. The person who was so hard-hearted that he could offensively speak about Lord Shiva, ignore his daughter, everything. That person's eyes filled with tears. So this is not about emotions. It's about purification. What is the difference? What is the difference between emotional and this situation where in which Daksha is, you can, anybody emotional and also can shed tears, and Daksha is shedding tears. What is the difference? What is the difference between these two types of crying? Yeah.
Realization, Prabhu, when
Wow.
you're see, when you're emotional.
What happened? Is it mine? Yeah, Rohini
No,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. No.
Wow.
Yeah, Prabhu, it's a emotional. Like when you're emotional, it could be right or wrong. But when it is purification, you see everything in its clear, crystal clear way. Like you realize where you've done your faults or you've not done your faults, and you see everybody with an equal vision, and your jealousy, greed, all that vanishes. And emotional, probably you could still harper onto it, and you could feel sad, but it is not necessary that it could be, sometimes it could be a, like you're very happy and still pretend that you're feeling very disturbed with something happens, like. So emotional could be pretense, but when you're purified, it is not a pretense, Prabhu. It's an actual this thing. That could be.
Okay.
That is the difference, I feel.
Okay. Rohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I think Mataji almost said what I wanted to say. So it's an external feeling, emotion. It's temporary, but it's not like, completely realized. There are just stages like, realization.
Okay.
From heart.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, sure.
So, so I feel like previously, like he was like Daksha was completely materially attached. So he was not knowing who is Lord Shiva or who is Sati, since he is materially attached. When his body is replaced with his goat. So that is like I interpreted this sentence was like when we come to Krishna consciousness, we see which is exactly we need. Like in that devotion, if we see, we won't get material attached and we cry. So it's sort of purification where he is not connected to this material. That's why he realized, like from his eyes, he got tears, I felt. Because initially he was materially attached due to this material things, he was not having any sort of feelings. But now he understood the value of her, like his daughter, I felt, since he cleansed. So I felt like that, Prabhu.
Okay, so first thing is we just Shashank Prabhu, for your, just because you are new to Krishna consciousness, we should not interpret statements beyond what Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. Like when he got the head of the goat, he didn't become Krishna conscious. Okay, that's speculation. When he got the head of a goat, he got the head of a goat. That's all. So really his entrance into Krishna consciousness is in the last verse, right? When he saw Lord Shiva with love and devotion. Now, see, the two things we have to understand, that emotions are on the material level. When we talk about material emotions, it's material, meaning it's also expressed through the heart, which is what? Heart means mind, basically, right? But it is materially contaminated. It's not that it doesn't have to be always uh, some kind of a pretense. It can be a real emotion as well, but it has no value because it is on the material platform and because it is expressed on the platform of a materially contaminated consciousness. A person who is materially happy, materially distressed, etc., is because he's materially, his consciousness is materially contaminated. Okay. So the process of purification, what we are talking about, purifies the consciousness. Okay. So when the consciousness becomes pure, the mind becomes pure. It's through the same mind or the heart that a similarly looking emotion is being expressed. But because it is coming from a purely conscious, purified consciousness, it is not temporary or artificial, but it is because of the purified consciousness. So it could also be an expression of, it could be a spiritual feeling. It could be on the spiritual platform also. So the difference is the consciousness. The difference is in one, the consciousness is impure. In the other, the consciousness has become pure. And consciousness is the manifestation of the presence of the soul, or it's the proof that the soul is present. Right. So when the consciousness becomes pure, that means that the soul, bondage of the soul, or the desire to lord it over material nature, or thinking of myself as the body, these things go. So um, purified, spiritualized mind is expressing spiritual feelings. So which means that when he is he here, because of that purification, so he could actually, he got the real vision, right, with which to see the situation, etc. And of course, in this particular verse specifically, because he had done a mistake on the material platform itself, right, as in the sense, he didn't do, I mean, he just, because of his arrogance, pride, he was just misbehaving, right? So he got, because his heart became cleansed, purified consciousness means no material impurities also. So he was feeling bad for the material impurities he had, displayed before. But please note, the important part here is the purified consciousness. So when we become pure by Krishna consciousness, the point is that we become purified. Our consciousness becomes purified. And hence it is a permanent change. And hence it is a real emotion, a real expression of love and or feeling, right? Which is not material, which is not material. Which means that anything that a person does on that platform is for to become closer to Krishna, is to become more dearer to Krishna. Okay. Is that okay? Anything?
Yeah, Prabhu, understood.
Okay. Okay. At this time, King Daksha, afflicted by love and affection, was very much awakened to his real senses. This is the whole point. Real senses. With great endeavor, he pacified his mind, checked his feelings, and with pure, see, this is the point I was making. With pure consciousness, began to offer prayers to Lord Shiva. Because his consciousness became pure. Actually, see, this is the beauty about reading Prabhupada's books in the Association of Devotees. I have read these verses a zillion times. I mean, multiple times I have read this. But I had not got this same realization that I got now, and which got, which Prabhupada, or the verse in the next verse is actually talking about pure consciousness. Now, this connection by reading the last two verses had not happened in my previous readings, right? And this is the power actually. While many of you might express your feeling that you are benefited by these sessions, actually I am the most benefited because this is not the first instance. Multiple times I've had realizations which I have not had in the past just by reading along with all of you, right? And why is that? Why am I saying that reading with all of you? Because the interest, the involvement of the audience, of the devotees to whom I'm speaking to has a huge impact. And this happens to every preacher. It has a huge impact in terms of how much involved uh, a speaker becomes, right? And so I wanted to thank all of you that you take out your precious time to come in the morning and join this session, and it's actually helping me in my own progress of in bhakti by I try by being able to understand so many things that are out there which I had not been able to understand before. So again, thank you so much. So I'll possibly stop here. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
So he's
Prabhuji.
going to offer prayers. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I think we should be thanking you, because when we try to read it by ourselves, or try to grasp things, or even hear lectures, it does not hit us so much as when you explain it to us. And we are able to clarify, we ask our doubts, and somewhere we can even gauge where we stand. And Prabhu, over the years, any number of lectures you can hear, and when you have a one-to-one reading session, it hits it hits you, and there's a more clarification. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I sometimes thank Krishna also that he led me to you. I'm very grateful to you, Prabhu. That was pronounced to you, and thank you, and thank you all who are assembled there also.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, please pray to Krishna.
It should be the other way around, the one who's leading us should be praying for all of us. The cattle herd should be looked after by the master.
Yeah,
So you
that's
should
all
be praying. So you should be praying for us.
That's all
Not
the
the other
great
way around.
that's all
Not
the
the
great
other way
gurus
around.
and Vaishnavas in ISKCON who are
So
leading us. Right?
yeah.
So
No,
please-
no, but like Prabhu, when you're dealing, when you're teaching us and you're taking care of us, it becomes your moral duty to pray for us too.
okay.
Not the other way around, Prabhu. So
I'll take that as an
pray for
instruction.
us. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah,
God
thank
bless you.
Hare Krishna.
Dandvat pranams.
Okay, so we can stop if there are no questions, comments.
Thank you, Prabhu. Congratulations.
Okay. Okay, we can stop. Vancha kalpatarubhyashta kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavandi ki jai samaveta gaurav. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.